digital dawn. Break the code. Lights on. Qubic mode. Neon rain on the city skin. Clock hits 1, we're booting in. Clean signal, no static lies. Wide open like midnight skies. Hands up, we move as one. Pulse locked in the kicking drum. True flows when the bassline hits. Room lights up, the cipher fits. No fear, no walls, just motion. Mind to mind like ocean. Say the word, ignite. We're live in the neon light. We're live in the neon light. Qubic, light it up. Cold starts dreaming when we show up.
Hello everybody. Today I'm here because our dear Stephanie has something private, so she is not joining us today, and that's why I'm gonna lead you, or I'm gonna guide you through today's Qubic All Hands. So what we're gonna do is we have, as usual, a scientific team update, we have a tech update, we also go through the incubation stuff, we will see some news from the business development side, and we will also update you on the governance framework, and of course some marketing stuff, and we will end with hopefully a lot of questions from your side. We're happy to answer them. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the scientific team. I'm gonna welcome on stage Jose and David. Hello.
Hello, Joetom. How are you?
Oh, I'm very fine. And you guys are ready?
Good. We are ready. We are ready.
Ready, very good.
I see, Jose, you're always in a car. It's your office.
I'm looking for my child now at 4:30, sometimes 5. So I prefer to stay here with good connection.
Okay, I leave the stage to you guys.
Thank you. So we need a new slide.
Yeah, next slide, please. Next one. Okay, the first thing is, of course, thank you everybody, because our 2 proposals for this week have been approved. That's really fantastic. We can follow up with doing a lot of new stuff over the last trimester, and also the great new paper that we have just accepted for presented in Osaka. So it's really great news. Something to add, Jose?
Yeah, thank you so much to the community computers, and we are going to continue the job we've been doing hard, and let's go on.
Okay, next slide, Joetom, please. Okay, the second big news, of course, is that the second paper is already accepted. That's a fantastic week, more or less, or a couple of weeks. So it really is great in science that we can see that. As you know, we have been very prolific over the last months, working a lot and presenting a lot of things regarding Neuraxon and the AGARTH architecture. Everybody dies with it. And we are very proud that one of the seminal papers, the Neuraxon 2 paper, the one that we explore and expand, the first Neuraxon paper that we published several months ago, it's really great that it's already also approved to be presented in another great conference. This time it's in Berlin, in Germany. And the good thing is that this one is not only being also published, and of course being all the paper and everything is going to be published in iExplore, but also in Scopus. That is really good scientific venue. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, Scopus is like a big database for science, so it gives us even a little more credibility with this tiny step for Scopus. And as we have talked many times before, last year it was like preparation, and then we decided to try to apply to these kind of conferences, and it's a great luck, and after a great effort for us to have 2 released and accepted papers. The first one, the one for Japan, it's focused in the trinary aspect of the model, which you all know it's a kind of a specific feature of Qubic. And this second one, it's more related to the multi-Neuraxon that we are going to deliver right now. So this is the way, and we are very happy, and I think it's very good for the community and for the project that we also have a scientific grounded base, because it's really different from another crypto projects or whatever. So congratulations, not only to us, to all the community for all the support.
Yeah, your support was fundamental. Regarding this other paper that has been accepted, we, of course, to be able to present it and to be published, we need to present it and we need to register it and everything. This is a larger paper. The trinary one that is presented to Japan is smaller. This is like 12 pages with a lot of more graphs and a lot of pseudocoding and other things. And we are going to present tomorrow Saturday, the next proposal, because we need to also comply and of course, prepay everything for this Germany conference by the end of the next week. So basically, we will present this another proposal. So hopefully, the computers also let us continue with this one, because it is mandatory to present and to do these things for the paper for really be presented. It's not only to be accepted, but you need to present, and you need, of course, to pay the fees for the magazines, for everything for be presented. So we will do it tomorrow or next day. Okay, maybe next slide.
Yeah.
Next step, Jose.
Yes, we are working on, as David said, we try to be very prolific. It's a lot of work, but we are thinking about we're working hard on the next conference and paper, trying to test if the model is suitable into a game of life sort of artificial life environment. And let's say that's the tier one or the big conference about artificial life. It's called A-Life. And we have to send the paper, I think, around March 30 or
next
March
week.
28th next week. We're working on it. And our idea is because we're gathering many data almost every day. And we are selecting the metrics that they are working very good with the model, and try to take all of these metrics and put it into a paper to test this kind of artificial life, and somehow argue that this kind of computation and Neuraxon architecture may adapt to a new environment with a lot of changes. This is the goal and the perspective for the next paper. And then we have the other ones, no, the competition, no, the people who are also many people talk about AI, and now they begin to talk about AGI. But the main conference regarding AGI, which is a direct competition against us, is the AGI conference 2026. And there we are going to send. It will be, I think, mid-April. We are going to we're creating a paper based on all of this data that we are gathering, based in the trinary architectures and the multi-Neuraxon architectures, in order to understand some sort of predictive coding, which is the way that the brain or an artificial system may adapt and may be ahead of the sensory or incoming information. So this is our next papers that we're going to try to present, and also, if possible, if we are approved, we will try to attend them. They are very good venues and conferences.
Yeah, one of them is in Vancouver and the other is in San Francisco, the AGI. The AGI one, the two are very fundamental. The one is the iLife, because, of course, with the game of life, we need to see that all this CFB approach to trying to build something that can grow and can be in this garden somehow. Basically, the iGuard garden is what we have built somehow in this artificial life environment with this game of life that we have built. So I think this artificial life will be a critical one to be able to do something there. And regarding the AGI one has been for 19 years, 20 years almost. This is like the long-lasting conference regarding AGI, the main one. They also, of course, the people behind it has also another crypto project somehow that is in some aspects maybe another player, but of course their approach is not exactly the same as us, and the conference is more broad. It's not just for that, but most of the key people in the AGI field has been passed through these conferences. So will be great if we have also paper approved there, and we of course will push forward for that. Okay, next slide, I think, Joetom. Okay, the next big thing is that, as you have known, we have just released. With this week, we start working hard on building the architecture, the code, and of course the demo and everything that works in sync. So for the next step of Neuraxon 2, Neuraxon 2, as you know, has included a lot of new aspects of the bio-inspired AIs into the model. But of course, the next big thing is how we are able to connect many of these nodes together. So really, we can build somehow a brain. And of course, start to build these small parts that we want to train on the Qubic network using the Queener and everything. So that's really a next step. Also, Jose, you can go if you want. Maybe next slide.
Yeah, next slide. We have created. Of course, we share in open source the Hugging Face and GitHub the code, but you can also listen to a YouTube tutorial in order to understand how is the model, and in the URL you can play with along with. It's important that we understand. We have explained related to the brain or to physiological signals, but you can imagine that at any system happening in real time, for instance, temperature, light, and movement, these are three different signals. So we use the Neuraxon for each one of these signals, and then we need to integrate them in real time. So this is very summarized how the multi-Neuraxon is working. So in that demo, you may see very clearly all of the features that we are working on, and you can play. You can decide, for instance, a system, and you can play where the flow of information goes, or goes forth and goes back. So it makes you understand better what we are doing with the multi-Neuraxon, despite the mathematical equations or even the code itself. So we hope that it's a help for all of you to understand better what we are doing and what we are aiming for. And remember, this kind of architecture is the one who has been approved for Germany.
Yeah, the good thing also is you can save as a JSON files even part of the brain, these spheres of the brain, or the full brain, and so that is interesting because once we keep growing these things, we also need to have some sort of language to connect, and maybe you can build your own brain. You can also move the spheres around. There are several things that, with the fantastic tutorial that Jose did, you have a lot of information there. But of course, as always, feel free to ask anything because, as you know, we build the science, but we also build something that you can test and you can try, so you can be part of all the process of building these new things. Okay, maybe next slide, Joetom. Okay, maybe Jose.
We have written a new blog article and it's called Astrocytes. In order for you to make it clearer, we more or less understand the Neuraxon somehow as a computational model for the neuron and the synapses, let's say the space between two neurons. But there are also another nerve cells which are not so famous, that they are called astrocytes, that they regulate the information going into two different neurons. And in the Neuraxon model, in order to amplify the connections between neurons to networks, we have inserted the equations of the astrocytes. So in the scientific blog paper, we explain the astrocytes in biology, and we explain it how they are working right now in the Neuraxon model or in the multi-Neuraxon model. Maybe in the future we will develop a new version with astrocytes that can connect to many other neurons. So as we said before, our goal is also to make the science more approachable and readable for everybody. So this is the new article that I think it was released yesterday.
I think that's it, Joetom. Maybe next one is the next one. So of course we'll be here for the questions. Glad to answer anything later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. It was a great update. I would keep the questions to the end of the AMA so that people can still ask questions also about the Neuraxon, about the Qubic science. Please feel free to share your questions, drop it in Discord, in Twitter, X, or wherever, and we will collect your questions and answer them in the end of the session. I will say goodbye to you and see you later.
Okay.
See you later.
Okay, then I stay for the tech updates. I decided to go today in a short run instead of talking too much today. I will have some highlights as usual. In the beginning, I will also give you an update about the budget process of the Cure technology, and I will give you updates on the projects we are working on. I'm going to start with some highlights from the last 2 weeks. So one of my highlights was the Qbridge, or alias Qbridge, aka Vottun bridge. This is basically a new smart contract which is currently in IPO. You can currently buy the shares for this contract. It's a bi-directional bridge between Qubic and Ethereum, which opens the market of Qubic to Ethereum side and vice versa. So I think it's a really cool achievement to have this finally after so long time of waiting. Second one is for me a massive increase of network guardians. This is the project where we together with the community create or build a broader Qubic network. We call it Network Guardians. That's just a project name. So means that anybody in the community can run a Qubic node. We call them light node or Bob nodes. And in the last epoch, which was 204, we saw already more than 150 active nodes participating in that network. On the downside, we see a strong focus in Europe of these nodes. The goal of the Network Guardians program is to spread Qubic around the world. Means that the incentives to run nodes outside of Europe will likely increase so that the network can grow really around the globe. And the last one is something which maybe I do not often enough call. It's a community feedback work. Is work together with everybody in the community, in the Discord, in X or everywhere. I can name some examples which I really like. I see active participating in the marketing think tank channel. So you guys come to us and bring ideas on how to improve the X bio or how to improve some marketing activities. That's actually really what we need and what we want. So you as a community can contribute to anything we build. Also on the list is I see very active debugging of apps. So I can give you some examples. We see that people gonna do so-called pull requests to our open source codes where they fix some stuff we maybe didn't see, or it's for a specific platform or whatever. So we see that people participating in building Qubic, which is just amazing. I really like it to see this. And the last one is that we have a really constructive discussion about how to evolve with Doge. We have computers, we have pools on board, we have the community on board, which is discussing about potential business opportunities. And yeah, I just want to say thank you at this moment to all the people participating in anything within Qubic. And as a result, we have that's also something shared by the community to us. I wouldn't even have recognized it, but as you can see on this one is like, I think, as I understand, they are monitoring the GitHubs of projects, and you can see that Qubic is on the 5th place of activity within the code. So meaning that our devs, the community devs, and everyone contributing to the open source code of Qubic is very active at the moment, and that's why we are ranked that high. And for me, this is like a really good sign to see that we are evolving quick, and that we are building. So on the budget side, I'm happy to announce that we also got approved the core technology budget, which is covering basically the cost from April to June 2026. We calculate with approximately $100K per month, which is covering all the core integrations and client developments we have on the list, all the projects I will share later. It also includes the testing teams, the community contributions, and some overhead. We call overhead for product management, for the incubation management, and also it covers like 50% of the business development role, which is led by Kim's, and he will also update you later. As you can see, as on the budget allocation, we have roughly 50% of our budget dedicated to the core development, which is for us the most important thing, and then the rest is distributed among the rest of the 50%. All details can be found on the budget proposal. Feel free to read it on the GitHub. The link is below. Let's go to some project updates. I did a summary for today. As usual, you can find the roadmap published on the URL below. So if you want to be always if you always want to know the newest thing, go to the roadmap because it's a live roadmap, so you can see what we are working on. For the project itself, we have the Oracle machines, which are right now deployed almost completely. We had a subscription, a so-called Oracle machine subscriptions deployed 1 week ago, and that's the finishing part. So we have normal queries, we have subscription queries, and now the last thing which is missing is implementing it into smart contracts, applying the revenue algorithms for the computers according to the Oracle machines, and finalizing all the things around Oracle machines. Status is green, means that everything is as planned, nothing has changed. We have the same status on Dogecoin, everything is green, everything is as planned. I still can confirm that we plan to go online on the mainnet on 1st of April. We are currently finalizing the protocol, as I mentioned before, together with computer, with developers, with pools, so that the communication protocol within the Qubic network is how they can use it. We are running first tests this epoch. This means that the so-called dispatcher, which is connecting the Qubic network to the Doge network, to the Doge, is right now running and producing tasks within the Qubic network. So basically any computer who already wants to try can pick up such a task and already work on it. And of course also submit a solution or a so-called share. Everything green, everything as planned. The project about core optimization is also green. We have deployed the so-called contract state management I think also 1 week ago, or maybe even already 2 weeks ago. What we see is that the optimizations led to a massively increased tick speed. So before we were roughly about 1 second per 1 second per tick, and with the current update, we can see that we have almost doubled the speed. So we are currently running at 0.6 second per tick, which is good because this gives us enough headroom for the future when we start to increase the payloads and everything within the network. Yeah, so then next one is Network Guardians. I already covered a bit about. The open beta started 1 week ago. So everybody's invited to join. Everybody is invited to give us feedback. We plan to close the open beta in 1, maybe 2 weeks, and then the Network Guardian program will run into its normal operation state. The next one is the new revenue algorithm. This is a mostly internal change, which the most users will not see from outside. But it's very important for the computer side, because the revenue algorithm within Qubic defines on what do the computers have to work or to deliver to get the revenue. So how many transactions they have to work on, how quick they have to respond to requests, anything about that. There we are currently doing the so-called A/B testing. This means that the current algorithm is still running, and parallel the new one is applied, which means that we can see what are the difference, and we are doing fine-tuning in the sense that after the fine-tuning we can publish it to the mainnet and go live with it. And the last one on this slide is the computer documentation update. This mainly should cover on how to run a computer and what is more important and what all is needed around. Because today to run a computer is not just to spin up a node, it's also to run Oracle machines. In the future, it will also mean that you will have to participate in outsourced computing. You will have to participate in for example, we will start with the DOGE. So a computer needs to not just run a node, but also to participate in all the network programs. We are slightly delayed with the updated documentation and hope to recover this very soon. Whew. Next slide is about the integration and client projects. One really exciting thing for me is the browser extension wallet. It's now ready for you guys at the public beta. I see that I forgot to include the beta URL. It's available on our GitHub. I think we will share it later in a public channel on the Discord. We can create a small ecosystem announcement. So it means that anybody is invited to try the new browser extension wallet, which is meant to connect to have like something like MetaMask in your browser, but Qubic specific. This is going green, means we are on plan. Then we have some slight delayed projects, which is the RPC log events. We have concluded internal tests, but it's not at the state as we want it to be. So we have to improve the connector. So that's why we are delayed. The same applies to the Explorer extensions. For example, I give you just an example. Explorer extensions means that you can see or you can decode any input type within the Explorer. Means that if you query an Oracle or if you send a smart contract invocation, you can see what did you do within the Explorer. So you don't need to go to a specific application. You can see what you send in the Explorer and you will see the result. Then smart contract auctions is a project where we integrate the smart contract auctions. This is the former IPOs to the wallets with an optimized interface. We are currently doing their internal testings and hope to release that very soon. The analytics services is green because it's yet not really started. So we are basically doing the pre-checks for the project to kick off the project. And the last one is the Banksa app integration. Here with Kim's together, we are awaiting community feedback. There is a question: should we integrate them into our applications or not? Do you need it or not? I'm happy to get the community feedback about this feature integration or not. That's why it's gray. It's awaiting for the feedbacks. Yeah, that was it from my side. A long talk. I will get on stage for the incubation updates, Mr. Rose. Hello, Mr. Rose. How are you?
Hello. Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. I talk too much, so I will leave the field to you, and the stage is yours.
I see you're struggling. All right, let's go. I think my update's gonna be quite fast. If you can move to the next slide, please. Yeah, well, the first thing that I like to comment with you is that finally we made it to the IPO of Vottun Bridge. So the IPO is already open. It will be until next Wednesday. So when Epoch change. So all of you who want to invest, you can place your bid directly from the Qubic wallet. So it's quite easy to find the feature to bet. Some relevant dates on April 2nd. The team expects to fully operate the bridge, because they will need approximately 1 week to set up everything in mainnet. And yeah, from April 2nd, they expect to go mainnet to execute the first transaction and to open the liquidity pools in Uniswap. This is important. The initial bridge is one direction, so it's wrap Qubic Ethereum. So there you'll find the there in Uniswap you'll find the pools to deposit Qubics and Ethers. But yeah, we made it finally. Moving to the next one. Also regarding bridges, Solana 1. A couple of weeks ago, we updated you saying that the second milestone, so both smart contracts, the Solana and the Qubic one, were ready. So we were doing the quality assurance. North Space from Cortex support us. He identified a couple of bugs, and the team is already fixing it. And actually, also the team identified a functionality that needs to be tweaked a little bit, because we need to decouple. Well, I don't want to go too technical, but basically what we need to do is to decouple a couple of functionalities that need to operate freely, so they are not one-to-one related. Anyways, no big deal. The team can handle this, but they also decided to change a little bit the development strategy. So they are now pivoting from testnet to Qubic lead core. So this will take a few days, so that they already said that there may be slight delays in their current roadmap. So I don't think this is going to impact too much, at least considering the information that they share with us, too much in the final date. So yeah, maybe it's not in mid-June, but maybe it's by end of June or beginning of July. But I think that we'll see Solana Bridge definitely by summer. So yeah, that's it, because the rest of the projects were already approved and paid. So there's nothing else in incubation so far. We had a couple, early this week, we were discussing about the continuation, so the new proposal for Nostromo. But we are discussing with the developer team that their strategy needs to be a little bit different, because they were approaching it probably too much on features, so adding new features and refactoring the full smart contract. But the incubation board decided to not to invest so far, because they consider that the focus should be on product market fit rather than bringing more features to something that it's not yet live. So yeah, we put that on hold, and we are discussing with the dev team the next steps. And yeah, the rest of the projects were already finalized. So I think next slide. Yeah, that's Kim's. I'll be back later to update you on the governance part.
You are muted, Joetom.
That's good. I can talk with myself also. That's no problem.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just
It's
said
okay.
I give the stage to you. Enjoy the game.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just it's awesome news for Vottun Bridge. Actually, it will open up for for a lot of business development opportunities. Because one of the main challenges that I'm facing always that the EVM compatibility for Qubic network, and really it's a very bullish. Next slide, please. We launched the Qubic event calendar. It's live already, so it's interactive. So community members can vote on events, can submit events, and initially the list that we provided is our vision as a working group leads and incubation and business development, that this event has a value or strategic value for Qubic to attend through 2026. Mainly any community member who feels that he can present Qubic in a certain event that is not listed on the calendar. So basically, they just can submit the event, and they can mention that they can, undertake the, all the logistics and etc. And based on the vote from the community, if it's passed, then we can consider to give them support, like in advisory capacity, for them to just submit the proposals, the CCF proposal to the computers, because this will be the last stage of approval. Because if it's budget related, then we need the computers and quorum approval, of course. This is mainly something for the community to put their blueprint, if I may say, in where they want to see Qubic presented, and to be part of the vision that we are trying to build right now. So if anyone has facing any issue with the calendar, something is not clear for them, you just can directly DM me, and I will be happy to support you and guide you through. Next slide, please, Joetom. Okay, for the RAMs service providers, now we have the 3 RAMs identified already, and we are waiting for a confirmation from those RAMs that they have no restriction or objection to list Qubic. So the idea is to get this confirmation just to make sure that we are not wasting our time. To make sure that we have the green light, then next step will be submitting the proposal to the listing board for their final decision, which is yes or no. So if it's yes, then we will trigger the process of contractual agreements and integration, which maximum will take from 1 to 2 months to integrate all Qubic in all the 3 RAMs. As Joetom was mentioning about the Pangsa integration in Qubic Wallet, now we posted a community vote. We needed to feel the sentiment of the community, the direction of the community, if they wants to have the Pangsa be integrated in our Qubic wallet. And in short, in a nutshell, it means that if you are in your wallet, if it's the browser wallet or the mobile wallet, then you have the option to buy Qubic from your credit card. There will be an option there, so I think it will be very beneficial for Qubic for people to just easy buy Qubic and deposit it right away in their wallet. Now the vote sits on 75% for yes, 13% for no, and 11% need more information. So for the 11% that they need more information, please state your question in the channel and tag me, and I will be happy to answer you fully. And I assume if your questions already answered, then you will change your vote on yes or no. So I think we have another day or so for the vote to be concluded, and I'm looking forward for the committee for participation. That's it for this point. Last thing that I want to just say, it will now I observed that there is some challenging for community members in certain regions with compliance and regulation, USDT not being available in certain region. It's difficult to buy Qubic in certain exchanges. So just I want to say the community, this issues is observed, is not looked away, and we will try our best to tackle those issues and find a solution for the community to make sure that each member, wherever they are, they have the best experience of buying Qubic, not selling Qubic, but buying Qubic, hopefully. And I just need to mention that to the community. And that's it for business development. Now we can move to, yes, governance framework updates. Next slide, please, Joetom. Okay, for the finance auditing entity firms, we had we shorted the list 3 firms, and we had our meetings with them. We discussed about our requirements, but they are super expensive. They are very expensive, and versus the workload that we are requesting doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, and it's not rational just to have this cost for such workload that we based on our requirement. So our next step is trying to outsource and find more different firms in different regions, and they might be cheaper, like for example in Asia. Also, we invite community, if there is any community member has a auditing background and they feel confident that they can undertake this task, just DM me, just reach out. Of course, this position will be paid position, but we need someone who understands finance and financial disclosure and etc. So we are open if there is someone from the community who wants to undertake this task. This is for the finance auditing entity firms, and I believe the next slide will be with Mr. Ross for the strategic board.
I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, if you can move to the next one, please.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Okay. Regarding the strategic board, I don't know if you are aware, but last week we started, we continue with the initiative of fulfilling some gaps in our current governance structure, and one of them was a strategic board that is composed of, it's going to be composed of the work group leads, some computers representatives, and a couple of advisors, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, continuing with this, we wanted to find basically the computers representatives. So we start a poll in the comms channel for computers to identify to identify their representatives. The shortlist is the one that you can see here. So Andrew X, Kate, Pomes, Gabel, I think, Sigurd and Jetski were nominated. And yeah, I recently talked to each of them, asking for a brief description and basically whether they accept or not to continue with the election process. And so far, the only one that rejected is Jetski. So Jetski won't be in the next step, so in the proposal, because this Saturday we will be submitting a quorum proposal. Well, actually one per candidate, so computers can next Wednesday can vote on whether they want or not those representatives to be part of the strategic board. That's important to highlight that only 3 of them, so we only have 3 seats for computers, so just 3 of them would have a seat. So yeah, if the 4 current candidates stick to the final voting process, just one of them will stay aside. Below you see our timeline. So regarding the strategic board, we are on time. Actually 1 week, we will finalize 1 week early if everything goes as expected. We need to push a little bit more on the financial entity. Well, actually, no, it's not an auditing entity, but yeah, financial disclosure entity, something like this. So yeah, me and Kim will be working together to find a better approach for this. I think that's all on the governance side. So we can move to the next one. I think now it's my turn to update on marketing, because yeah, as Joetom said, unfortunately, DeFi Mama couldn't make it today with us for a personal issue. Nothing to worry about, just regular issues on her side. Move to the next one, please. I'll try to do my best, by the way, because I was noticed just 5 minutes before starting the meeting. So key takeaways of this section. Visibility and outreach. First, we want to say that we reached 2 million total X and LinkedIn organic impression, which is massive, to be honest. Although it is true that if compared to the paid one, is 13 million in X. So yeah, that's a difference. But we are gaining momentum on the organic side. We'll see later that there's some data that validates this hypothesis. In total, we reached 15 million impressions in the last month. So quite meaningful. Moving to the next one. Yeah, you see here how we are performing in X ads. So this is paid media. We started quite good. So on average, so half the month, we reached 7 million impressions with 1.8K expenditure. Yeah, we started very well the month. Then we went a little bit down, and we are now gaining momentum again. We expect that this increasing this trend keeps to increase, given that we are approaching the Doge mining campaign, which I'll talk later. So next one. Yeah, here you see, and that's an important one, because you see here the organic impression. So this is not paid media, so everything that we do by our own means. This is March, as of March 18th, so as of yesterday. We reached 2 million impression in X and 8K in LinkedIn. So if we compare it to, move to the next slide, please. You see here the total impressions in February, which were 2 million. We can say that we could pretty much double the organic impressions compared to the last period, because we hit 2 millions in during March period. So there's still 11 days to go. So yeah, not sure if we will reach 4 millions, but probably 3 millions. Yeah, definitely. What else do we have to update here? Yeah, let's move to the next one, please. Yeah, this is regarding our SEO updates. This is the dashboard that DeFi MoMA uses. As you see, we are improving our metrics. So the score, so the dollars per month, we've increased almost 1K. We reduced a little bit the keywords impression to 33, which is not a big difference. Our SEO health has improved considerably, almost 30%. Now we are on 95 over 100, so pretty good. And the score, the link score has also increased. So we can see that organically and the pay media actions that are undergoing in marketing, we're doing quite well, considering the conditions and the constraints that we may have. So yeah, we think that everything's ready to keep gaining momentum for the Monero campaign. Let's go to the next one. All right, let's take a minute to review this part because it's a lot of text. So one thing that we want to say thank you for those who voted on the Doge mining campaign, because this allows us to keep pushing on it. What I want to say is that the pre-launch phase already started 3 days ago. So there's the Doge plan. I think it said Monero. Sorry, I referred to Doge. Apologies. So yeah, the Doge marketing plan was approved, which is great, and we can start executing all our roadmap for this. Organically, we already started the ambassador social sprint for phase 1. It's already activated. The Reddit plan is also activated, so we are focusing here on engagement and awareness. Regarding the blog posts, are completed and ready to go live. Yeah, to go live on our site. So basically, all the we did all our homeworks, and now we are ready to deploy them. Also, we updated the frequent asked questions on our site regarding the Doge mining and SEO rankings. So yeah, all the Doge that you already shared with us, you can find it there. We've guaranteed tier 1 placement for press release expected by April 1st. By end of March, Doge mining, so we will launch the AMA Doge mining. It's already scheduled. And whereas there's a soft marketing campaign that's starting today for 1 week across relevant Doge mining, the Doge related accounts. So the idea is to keep generating momentum from when we launch the Doge mining campaign, the Doge mining initiatives. We're ready for that. So yeah, as said, the conclusion on the marketing side is that everything is ready. We did our homeworks. Now we're just waiting to pull the trigger. And as a wrap up of the last period, now if you can move to the next one. I think that results speak pretty much by themselves. I mean, there's a lot of information to process here, but you see that we've been ranked top AA crypto projects by social activity. I mean, congratulations to our community. You are doing great. We've been trending topic. We've been trending in X for 5 times this last period. So we've been published there in the trading section 5 times. What else do I have here to say? Oh yeah, everything related to social activity. I mean, we are organically growing, and definitely the paid media help us push a little bit more, but organic growth is key. So yeah, we are marketing, better said, is super ready for Doge initiatives. So yeah, ready to go. I think that's all on marketing side.
Thank you very much for the marketing update from the non-marketer.
Yeah,
You did it really great. I really liked it.
I struggle, I must say.
Well, it was good. So we're coming to the end of this AMA. So of this all hands today, we have questions and answer. I will bring all the people on the stage to have them all together. Let me give me a second. So here we go. Welcome back, guys. I got some questions. I will try to ask them, and then let's see who can answer. One question is coming from, I don't know, who was it? It was Geo Targeting or something like that. I'm sorry if I name it wrong. The question is, can you elaborate on the bridge on the being one direction? I think that goes to Mr. Rose.
Yeah, this means that the current design is focused on you lock Ethereum and you get wrapped Qubic. So the idea is that in this one direction help us bring liquidity from Ethereum networks to Qubic. That's the main goal. Can we do it bi-directional? Yeah, definitely yes. It will take some time, and that's on the development team side. I think that there are more questions like, could we bring USDT to Qubic? Yes, again, it's just a matter of updating the smart contract, but we decided to do it this way. So one direction from Ethereum to Qubic, because what we want is to attract liquidity rather than let Qubic flow away from the network. So we don't want to mint Ethereums, but to bring Ethereums to Qubic. That's the main goal for the moment.
Thank you very much. Then we have another question. This is for Kim's. It's like, where can we find this event calendar and what types of events do you refer to?
It's already posted on the ecosystem updates. I posted the announcement today, so you can check the channel, or and you can find the link of the event. So mainly, what you are looking for event, it should has a for example, brand exposure, like well-known events for brand exposure, dev onboarding, for example, like there is some events that totally focus on dev groups, where we can introduce the Qubic code and onboard devs. Also for AI research, that if someone think that this event that our scientific team can attend, or it's worth to be checked, then something like that also will be considered. So mainly we have 3 pillars, and it's reflected in the event calendar, which is the dev onboarding, brand exposure, and AI research. So within those 3 pillars, everyone can just check which event to submit.
Thank you very much. I just did a quick lookup, so you can find it on our webpage, qubic.org. If you go to the menu point ecosystem, and there you find the Qubic event calendar, which is exactly what Kim's described. So the most easy access, qubic.org, ecosystem, Qubic event calendar. Okay, I have a question for David and Jose. The question is, how is your collaboration with CFP's AGuard team? Do you share insights? Do they share insights with you? Are you able to measure their own progress too?
Well, we talk with CTV, of course. We are totally in sync with what he is doing. The thing is that we haven't yet, as you know, integrated. This is one of the next pillars. Probably next week or in a couple of weeks, we will be send another proposal precisely to do that, to start training or start teaching more or less than training. Also Neuraxon with the QNR network and in Qubic inside. And of course, we're fully in sync. The thing is, what CTV is doing at the moment is not public. But once it's public, like when he releases everything on GitHub again, we will also connect everything together. So the idea is, yes, we will fully in sync. The idea is that Neuraxon and eGarth work like the same thing. And basically where we are developing with some of the Neuraxon precepts is the original ideas from CFB from the beginning. So if you remember our first paper a couple of years ago, more or less, a bit less, when we explained basically all the Qubic AI vision, we are basically following that steps to connect with that. So yes, we are fully connected, and in fact, for all this integration with QNR and etc., we will be working closely. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I can confirm this because we are working together on how to integrate the Neuraxon's idea into the Qubic network by, I think we said by April, something like this.
Yeah, once we finish with the DOGE and everything, probably that we can start probably about that week. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That'd be great.
Perfect. Let me check for other questions. Yeah, another science question. Maybe you can answer this. The most advanced Neuraxon you guys got behind closed doors. What is current capability?
Well, as you know, we are doing open science. So basically, the thing that we do is really connected, and we share it probably maybe a week and a couple of weeks in advance. Basically, we need to be sure that everything is ready. But as you know, we are building it on the fly. The good thing is that we are updating and building everything as the new science come up. So instead of the old way to do science, the old way to do AI is basically that you keep a lot of time building models and building everything, and then you share it and basically work with it. The idea is that itself, the science is a living thing. So basically, that's why you see that when we release Neuraxon 1, and a few months later we release Neuraxon 2, and the same we will go with the next steps. And of course, everything that happened in science, we have a full radar, or a lot of AIs at the moment also having that radar for what is also being discovered in many fields, including neuroscience, but also in AI, so we can connect it together. So the idea is that yes, there's maybe a couple of weeks of advance on the things that we have developed, but it's really open science. Basically, you see what we are building. Of course, we build more than we saw because there are, for example, regarding the code of the Neuraxon Game of Life, we have close to 140 different releases that we have developed internally to really start tuning things and everything. And many of them, of course, are in the different releases in GitHub, but others we release when there is something really that is more worth sharing. And for example, right now for the papers, we also need to develop new things. We haven't published, for example, we haven't talked it out loud that, for example, for the paper that we are going to present in Osaka, we have developed another 2 data sets to compare the training approach with the binary approaches, for example. So there's another 1 million Neuraxoners data sets already on Hugging phase 2, because it's fully open science too. And these things, for example, are already there. So we may develop more things that we have time to share and to tell. But yes, of course, also feel free to ask anything. We are sharing most of the things that we do in open. So it's really building together this Qubic science for all.
Okay, thank you very much. I have another question, which is, what is the objective of Doge mining? I will take that on my own. I can tell what is the objective from tech side. The Qubic itself, I repeat myself. So we have these 3 pillars. We have this smart contract engine, we have the Oracle machine engine, and we have outsourced computing engine. So we have these 3 pillars. With integrating Doge into the Qubic network, we are going to use 2 of them. The 2 which exist right now, which is the main net, so like the core network with the smart contract engine and the basic messaging system of Qubic. And the second one is the Oracle engine, Oracle machines. So what we do is, technically, Doge is another step towards to real outsourced computing. So for us, it's a very, very great test case to demonstrate that the Qubic backbone is able to handle the load, that the Oracle's machines are working properly to validate shares, and all this together make Doge as a very good use case. To be honest, it could be another project, but the community has chosen Doge, so that's why we go with them. That's for me the objective from the tech perspective, like evolving the POC which we made with Monero, evolving to to have the infrastructure, the backbone, as we believe it have to be in the future, and to test it. That's from the tech side. Okay, then we're almost done. I have a personal question, and because we are here together, I want to ask this to you, Science and David, if you are here.
Yep.
I got questions. For example, why do we need to go to an event and to present the paper? So what's the rationale behind to go to an event and not just say, hey, we have it, we're done?
Yeah, that's a really great question. In science, doesn't work like that. The main way of science is really have the papers and your research peer review. And part of the peer review process is, of course, you work, you basically do stuff. You of course do a lot of tests. You prove that the things that you think theoretically can go really and have the test of reality. And once you have that, you prepare a paper and you present that paper to a conference or to an event or to a magazine or to wherever you do it. And most of these papers are not accepted, basically. And some of the previous papers that we have presented, we were able to have them accepted for many reasons. We need to gather more data. We need to keep improving it. That's the way of science. Sometimes it takes years to do that. And once you have one of them accepted, you really need to pay the fees for basically having it published. It depends on the number of pages, and each conference the price is different, and depending on the different ways that is going to be located, and you need to present it. So otherwise, it's basically you can do the science without showing up and doing the thing, and that is why it's fundamental for once you have the well, not the luck, but the good news that you have your paper accepted to a conference. You need to go there and do the presentation, and of course pay the fees and everything. And even when they have that acceptance, you also receive some sort of comments from the reviewers, and that's what we have done, for example, for the Osaka paper, and we have already improved it even further. So the first paper that we presented, we have just a trinary, for example, a trinary binary comparison, and for the one that we are going to present in Osaka in July, we also develop a new type of binary, active binary and passive binary. So you really have like a more broad approach thanks to a comment from the reviewers. So it's fundamental to do the full step. So it's not enough to if you get just your paper accepted, it's not going to be published or if you don't present, if you don't pay the fees and you go to present. So really it's a fundamental part. So you cannot outsource your thing. That's why we have presented the proposal, and we are going to present tomorrow also the other proposal for Germany. And if luckily we have other ones accepted, we will do the same, because it's a fundamental piece of science. And also when you present the papers there, of course you gather the questions from the audience, and you really reach to the community that is more interested in this case in Qubic, in iGuard, in Neuraxon, and everything. And you get questions and answers, of course, directly there besides the presentation. And those people are more keen on more possibilities that they also use your paper to make another papers. And that's the way science works. And that way you get the voice of what Qubic is and what iGuard is and what Neuraxon is. You get the spread in the world. So basically that is why it's fundamental once you have your paper accepted to go there and so on. Yeah, that's a bit. I don't know if that's enough or we're up.
that was much. Let me try to summarize it. So you go to events that the paper is basically gets its credibility and can be used or referenced by other scientists. and it's basically spreading the word. So
Yeah,
in
when we
my
go, for example,
non-science words.
Yeah, the other times that we go to other events, for example, when we go last year to Singapore or to AI for Good, we go also to reach out to scientists. So we talk with many of them. We outreach the Qubic board, and that was fantastic and fundamental. And thanks to that, I guess I get probably most of the accepted papers could be because they already know what Qubic is and some of the things that we have done. So maybe it pays off in later on. But in the case of these ones, you go also for also outreaching to other people, but mostly and overall for really presenting the paper there. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
I think, sorry if I can elaborate here a little. Just
You can, of course.
I think that you said something I think is crucial, David. You say that what Qubic is, because I feel that sometimes we do all the research and all the initiatives by ourselves, but I think that if we are researching, there's a purpose for that. And how many? So my point is, how many protocols do have a scientific paper published? Which is, how many protocols do have support on the scientific community? Probably none or very few. So being Qubic a scientific-led project, all what we expect to do here is research and AI-led initiatives. I think that we need scientific validation. Otherwise, it's just us saying that we are great just because we say so. So we need some sort of validation, and that gives us credibility if we want, to scale. Well, just a reflection.
Yeah, and we want to decouple from the other crypto projects and even to Bitcoin and everything regarding prices and everything. It's fundamental that the people see that there are some other things behind Qubic, not just the token and everything and the blockchain and everything else. Yeah.
Okay, I see many other questions. The thing is, we already over time. I would say we pick one last question, Mr. Rose. You can also see the questions. Pick one which you would like to have answered, and that's the last one. And yeah, I think we do that because I see that Kim's already left. I don't know if he lost the connection or he has to run also for someone.
Okay, 1 second. Let me choose one. Maybe the last one. Why we are not seeing any use of Oracle machines? Are there any plans to use soon? And that's for you, Joetom.
That's good. Yeah, thank you very much. Basically, it's, I mean, the question you have to ask to the builders which build on Qubic. So the capabilities in the core network are now available. So anybody could use it. When there is a new feature available, normally it needs some time for adoption. What we're going to do from the core side is that we demonstrate how this adoption can look like. So that's what I mentioned earlier in the presentation about the projects, about the Oracle machine project. We're gonna implement Oracle machines into existing smart contracts. So what have to happen now is that the people see the potential, update their smart contract, or even build something around. I already saw, for example, one application. I'm sorry, I forgot the name, or I can't remember. So somebody is already using it. So it's just, in my opinion, it's just a matter of adoption. The technology is here. We can even extend the sources, so where the information comes from. Yeah, that's it. Yep. I hope that answers the question. Okay, we are really over time. I would say we close this. Maybe any last words, Mr. Rose?
You mean another one?
No, and your last word to say goodbye.
Well, what I can say is I'm super proud that finally we made it to see Vottun Bridge live. For me, it's super relevant milestone because I joined a year ago, actually. So I've been here for 1 year. And since I joined, the idea was to launch the bridge in, 2 months or so. So we encountered a lot of issues. And yeah, we finally made it. So let's see how it goes. And fingers crossed. I hope that Solana Bridge won't take that long. Let's hope that we can make it in by mid-July maximum. So yeah, let's try to do our best. So yeah, I think that we have nice momentum. We are doing things right, and don't know about the market trend or sentiment, but I feel that we are doing the things right now.
Great, thank you very much, David.
Yeah, I think yes. As you know, we need to build this AI thing together. I think Qubic is. We are very eager to start testing also in the net, because I think we can then explode the intelligence, and because we need to have more compute power. We have used many of them to build everything, but we to really start building the next thing. I think that's one of the things that we are going to solve over the following months and weeks. So we're really eager for the next thing.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Kims, any last word for today?
I feel like
it's your chance to greet your family.
Yes. I see what I feel that the stars is started to align for Qubic. Like we have Neuraxon, we have the bridges, Vottun bridge, long awaited. We have the Doge mining, and I believe that 2026, even the market sentiment is very bad, but what we are building is a very fundamental and very profound, I believe, in the crypto space. Doesn't matter where is the market is going, up or down, but we keep building up and move forward. Just it's amazing journey, and I'm so proud and to be part of it. Yeah, and see you at the moon.
Thank you very much. Jose, I'm not sure. Are you here?
Yeah, he is, but he has like a very bad sound. I don't know if he could be.
Okay, so then I will also.
I'm here. I'm here.
Ah, okay. You have some
I'm
last
here.
words to say.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with all of you, and I think that we are somehow decoupling from the trends of the market, and we are doing many things in sync. I'm really enjoying, and I think this is our time from Scientific, Cortec, Kim's, and everyone's. This is the way. So thank you very much.
Thank you too. Yeah, that was it. From my side, my last word is I want to thank the whole team, because we can only build this together, and that's how we should move forward. Thank you very much for joining today, and we'll see you at least in 2 weeks. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.